Hey guys, so I had a lot of requests for the song Crow because I made a short on it a little while ago and it was getting a lot of views out of nowhere, so I had a lot of people asking for me to do a tutorial on it, so I thought I'd do a video on it. Long overdue, but we're gonna get started by tuning to D, A, D, F, A, D. So it's a D minor chord basically. And I'm starting with the melody, so that riff right there, the first measure. So this is second string. That's gonna be 5-0-5, hammer on to 7, and then 8. And then pulling off 8-7-5-0. So it's around 120 to 130 BPM maybe, and so we're doing 16th notes. Alright. So tricky if you haven't developed a lot of left hand strength, because hammer-ons from nowhere, especially on acoustic. I actually did the short reel in C minor, so I tuned it down a whole step to relieve tension so that I could do this a lot easier. But I was using heavier strings at the time. I think I have on just like medium lights now, so it's not killing my forearm or giving me tendonitis or anything to be able to do that. So what's going on then in the bass is this right here. So, and this is going to be the act of doing thumb, but also bringing your palm down simultaneously as you do it. And then we're also going to do dead notes, so ghost notes. And that's the act of using your wrist. Not so much, you want to really relax the forearm because you don't want it to be, I've seen a lot of people do this, and I don't feel like that's a good habit to develop. I think you really want to have some versatility in the wrist, so a lot slower. So we're starting the first open string, 6th string, while we do a bass thump, we'll call it a bass kick, as we do our left hand hammer on from nowhere on the 5th fret. And then we do the ghost note once we hit the 8th fret. Okay. And then we're doing a little bit of an offbeat here, so. And that's going to be on the second note of the measure, the second 16th note, so the open strings. So. And then same dead note on the 8th fret again. Don't be intimidated, it's just all muscle memory. I remember when I did it, a year or two ago, I had to repeat it a lot, very slowly too, so you gotta develop the muscle memory for sure. Don't hurt yourself in the process. So the second measure, this is where we begin to use our thumb for the bass, so and then the melody is going to be these frets here, so 2nd string and then 3rd string. It's going to be 7, 8, 7, 9th fret, 3rd string. Yeah. And then coming down, we'll get to that, so. Alright. Okay, this bit was a little bit trickier too. Like I said, same process, slowing it down and then speeding it up slowly, but starting there. Okay, so that's gonna be the bass kick again as you play the 8th fret, and then you're also picking, I'm using my 3rd finger, the 7th fret of the 2nd string. Okay. And then I do a hammer on from nowhere to the 9th fret of the 3rd string. Then I like to do slapping all the strings as I strategically flick with my fingers to play that note again, the 7th fret of the 2nd string. But then I'm muting the 1st string as well. So if that's a little bit tricky, then you could find a way to maybe, you could just do another hammer on from nowhere as you slap. That's doable. Okay. I wouldn't say there's a right or wrong way to play it. There's the original way to play it, but I kind of just, this is my take on it, so. Okay. And then, okay, so last measure, I actually use my 3rd finger again to do 8, 7, and then I hammer on from nowhere to the 9th fret. But then as I do that hammer on from nowhere, I do the bass kick and 8th fret of the 6th string again, so. And then pulling off to 7, 3rd string, so. And then 8th fret, 4th string, ghost note, slap, so. Okay. So work up to it, right? Even if you have to remove something so that you can get the hang of it, you might want to try not using a bass kick, just thinking about the thumb and ghost notes. So, okay, and then incorporate the missing ingredients. So, what do we have? So. So that's what we have now. Sorry, we'll do it slower. Alrighty. Then okay. We got the nice, I think the offbeats might be the most unfamiliar thing to get the hang of, so we start with that. So that's going to be the art of using, on the left hand, I use my 2nd finger, 5, 0, 5, 4th string, and then I do a hammer on from nowhere with my 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the 3rd string. And then I do the slap again, but muting the other strings as I flick my fingers out and then slap the bottom strings. And that's gonna be 4, 5, 4, and then I pluck open 4th string again. So. And then, so same thing with the left hand. But then you hit the bass kick on the open 4th string again this time, so the 2nd note of the 2nd measure. Okay, so what do we have? Then basically we're just gonna do some lead fills here. We're running down harmonic minor scale, Phrygian dominant, whatever you want to call it. So now I know the original, I think he does, let's see, so it's like something like that, but I play, that's what I liked to play, so I added some triplet fills in there. So you can do that, but then there's also a tab, the original tab is on YouTube as well, so that's actually where I learned the song, but I thought everyone was asking me to make one too, so I thought why not, because I did use a little bit of a variation. So I start like that, like a triplet. So 4, 5, 4, 2, 4, open. And then you can do 2 open again. And then I do, so 2, 3, 2, and then 5, 4. That's on the 4th string. 5, 4, open on the 5th string. So, okay. So, pretty neat. The second time around, I ended it like, because he ends it differently too. This is just the, 4th measure, so 4, 5, 4, 2, triplet, and then 4, 5, open, 4, 5, 4, open, 2nd string, triplets, and then, I guess like an A major chord. And that's going to be just barring the 7th fret, and then you can do the 3rd by playing 11 on the 4th strings. And then I did rasguedo, or triplet strumming, down, down, up, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's like that, so. If you want to end on that. So yeah, this is a really fun one. Hey, yeah, buddy. Hope that helps, guys. Yeah, I would love it if you leave a like or comment if this helps out. I make a lot more of these videos. Sorry, my strap is making annoying noises. I make a lot of videos just documenting, journaling my practice routines and stuff, so you know, to help inspire other guitarists or musicians. If you want to come join along with what I'm doing, would love for you to subscribe and come follow me on Instagram or TikTok, whatever. You can check out a couple songs I've made. I like to do a lot of Mathrock, so what I do on the originally fingerstyle guitar, I'm just translating that over into, you know, I guess like the alternative punk music as well with Mathrock. So yeah, bye. Thanks for watching.